Now it's time for the Voice for the Industry podcast.
Well, hey, everybody. Today's a little bit different because Karissa got tired of being hidden off camera during these podcasts, decided to take over. And she's got a great podcast with Susan Hare from Thrasher, Pest Control. I'm not sure if that's the official name, but I know it's Thrasher. Tell us all about it, Karissa.
Yeah, it was great to sit down, different side for sure, with Susan. Her passion for marketing and bugs and making it relatable for creative marketing was pretty interesting. And she also talks about attracting women in the industry and building community. So it was good to have two ladies talking about marketing. It was a good conversation.
Yep, I'm going to enjoy it. I always wait till they come out to listen to them and see them, so I'm really excited about it. Just don't get too used to taking over because I got a job to do. That's all I won't. All right. Good luck.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Voice for the Industry podcast. We are switching it up today. Normally, Raymond is the host, but I sent him away so I could be the host. I'm normally behind the scenes producing, but I wanted to chat with a special guest myself. Today, we have Susan Hare. Hello, Susan.
Hi.
I'm so glad you're joining us. I'm going to start off with your bio, and then we'll get into your introduction a little more. Susan Hare is a program director at Thrasher, Termite, and Pest Control in San Diego, California. She has a history of working in consumer services industries and is a 14-year veteran in pest management, earning her California license in 2018. Susan is skilled in employee engagement, training, corporate communications, management, and marketing, and gopher training. Susan is a member of the NPMA Workforce Development Committee and as a past chair serves on executive committee for the Foundation for Professional Pest Management. She's been a frequent speaker at Pest World, has contributed to PCT Magazine, and was a termite wrangler for the PBS Deep Look episode, Flying Termites Take a Dangerous Journey to a New Life. In 2025, Susan was named an NPMA Impact Award recipient. So that's an impressive bio. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Karissa. That's a lovely introduction. I appreciate it.
Is there anything else that you want to tell us about yourself before we start jumping in?
2 kids and a great little dog and a fabulous, supportive husband who supports all my nerdy bug stuff.
That's good. That's all you need. Yeah, so I was doing some research and you describe yourself as a bug nerd. So where did that passion for pests, especially termites, begin?
That is, from childhood, I have just loved nature and the environment. Later on, I became a gardener. I'm still a gardener. You never stop being a gardener. And through gardening is when I really started noticing insects more. And so that sort of brought out that science side that I'd neglected for many years. And what I like to relate is with gardening, there's a phrase that we use. A weed is just a plant that you don't want. And a pest is just an insect you don't want. And they have a role. It's just not in my house.
Yes. That's for sure. I like that. That's very true. Yeah. So you've worn a lot of hats. You're an educator, program director, marketer, and board chair. Yeah. What connects them all? Which one's your favorite? Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Oh, golly. I think communication connects them all. I really have a passion for communication. That's my marketing background, from college there on. And really liking to explain things to people. I can get really enthusiastic, like weirdly enthusiastic about things. And I like to share that with other people. So that's one of the connectors. And I think one of my favorite was being a board chair because I usually am in the background, but I found that I actually have a lot of leadership chops and I can help bring a consensus, bring people together and just improve things. And it's really nice to be at that table where you can make a change. So yeah, I think I liked being a board chair a lot.
That's interesting because I know we talked about it when we were talking last time. We're both kind of the one-man marketing show. So we're used to being to ourselves a lot and making decisions and ideas by ourselves. But that's interesting that you liked being the board chair. The best.
Yeah, that was fun.
So how do you approach marketing in an industry that is often more reactive than proactive? People hear pest control and they're kind of a little like, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's always fun, right? At a party. But you know what? It's funny. It's sort of like you're a doctor. You're at a party and they say, "What do you do?" And you say you're in professional pest control. And first they look at you and you're a woman, and they're like, "I'm not so sure about that." And then it's like, "Well, I found this thing in my kitchen." And then you're giving out free pest control
Yeah.
advice, right? Because that's kind of what it's about. But how I approach it for marketing would probably be different in a different company. So with Thrasher Termite and Pest Control, we do not promote the fear factor, right? We're all about promoting public health and doing it in a very positive, educational way. So I love educational marketing, obviously, with my communication background and my level of enthusiasm for weird stuff. Um, yeah, so we do more educational marketing and try to engage with well, we engage with our consumers, but also with our team. So everybody is on the same page that we're not into fear factor marketing. We want to show the positives, like the results after you have professional pest control. You're taking back your life. You're taking back your weekends. You're not spending it at Home Depot going, oh, which of these thousands of products am I going to use? No, you're doing what you want to do, which is take care of your family, have fun, and we're going to take care of the pests. So that's how I approach marketing at Thrasher because that's the kind of company we are. We're really proud to be protectors of public health, and that's how we look at it. And so that's how we approach it.
Yeah, no, that's a great outlook on it. I mean, before I started here, you don't really know about the industry until you're in it. And it's just going to events and being a part of it, you really learn a lot. And it's very interesting. Every podcast we've been doing, it's so collaborative. Everybody talks about how it's less competitive, it's more collaborative. So different marketing approaches work based on what you do, but it's just very interesting to hear everybody's different approach.
Mhm.
So, how do you make bugs and pests relatable? I mean, you kind of talked on it a little bit, being a bug nerd and being in marketing, how you make it relatable. But how do you make it relatable to people when you're doing your marketing stuff?
Yeah, it's not terribly hard to make it relatable, right? Because everyone has an experience of pests. For me, the challenge is to actually promote that not everyone's a bug nerd, right?
Mhm.
I see a spider in my house and I say, thank you. Other people see a spider in their house and they want it gone. And it's the sense of uh, relating to where they are in the space they are. So not everyone has to like spiders in their house, and that's okay. And it's just approaching them in a calm way and saying, hey, we can take care of that for you. Rather than saying, hey, just say thank you for the free pest control. Um, so relating to people where they are in the space that they are. And that goes for, really all pests, except for when there's rodents and cockroaches. Most cockroaches, people are like, yeah, I want them gone. But some
Yes.
people will be like, oh, do you release the mice? And you're like, no. And, it's trying to explain again, they are a public health hazard and no, we can't
Yeah.
just go let them free to come
Yes.
back to your house.
Yeah, there's a difference between helpful and not helpful,
Yes.
for sure. Okay, switching the page a little bit, how can we better attract talent, especially women in the industry?
That's one of the things we discuss on the Workforce Development Committee at NPMA a lot. It's just attracting people in general and then attracting women specifically. And there's a few things that I've heard some wonderful speakers talk about, especially at the Women's Forum, about attracting women. And one is looking at our job descriptions and our benefits packages and making sure that we highlight things that are important to women. And yeah, they're important to actually men too, especially different generations of men are more into the work life balance, quality of life issues, that kind of thing. But we've always found that women have tended to be a little bit more sensitive to that. So bringing forward those programs that you have and benefits that are going to benefit women. And I think with, back in the day, clearly I have a few wrinkles. Back in the day, STEM wasn't a thing, right? STEM
Okay.
was not a thing at all. And it certainly wasn't girls in STEM. And now that we've really opened up science and technology for women and promoting women in that, there's a nice little halo effect that I think pest management gets because we are a STEM industry. And when we let women know, oh, we are a STEM industry, and they start putting that connection together, then they're going to be more attracted to it. Um, and so, promoting the benefits, promoting that we are STEM, that we support women, and we have to make sure we do it everywhere. And can I give you one of my little pet peeves?
Yes, of course.
So one of my little pet peeves is often the icons that are used for technicians look like little guys. And the icons that are used for CSRs look like women with a little headset on. And so
Yes.
industry, hear me out. Stop that nonsense. They need to be gender neutral.
Yeah,
Pretty-
no, I agree with you. I know that when I go to look for marketing stuff, anytime you look up pest control technician, you get a male, and it's always that way. So yeah, so when somebody's looking for a job, that's what they're gonna think, and that's
Yeah.
the vision people see. Yeah. No, it's interesting because we've talked to a lot of women in the industry lately, and it seems to be the common theme is that they say some women don't know how appealing the role is, but it's the way you kind of advertise it and the job description and how you explain it for sure. That'll get more women in the industry.
And I'm glad you brought up photos because we have a lot of women at our company. For a small company, we have we have one, two women techs currently. The president of the company is a woman. I'm the director of program director. I'm a woman. So we have a very strong female bench at our company, and we make sure we take photos of them and we put them front and center. And I love when we do our photography, we want to show that there's all different shapes and sizes and colors and genders, and that's society. It's also represented at our company. So if you go on our website, that's what you're going to see. And I know MPMA has worked really hard, and the Alliance for Professional Pest Management has worked really hard to showcase that there are women in the industry because that's how you get inspired and say, oh, I can be her.
Yes, exactly. I mean, when you grow up, I don't think many people think they want to be a pest control technician, but they don't understand what that really means, I think.
Yeah.
And that's the importance of it. I mean, I get it all the time when we do marketing. I'm always changing the images, and everyone's like, why are you always changing the image? Because we have to show everything. You can't just show one person, one stock image. It's not no one's gonna resonate with them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, now a little fun question. If you had to market one pest species as a misunderstood hero, who would it be and why?
You know what I'm going to say, Karissa, because we've talked about this. I'm going to say termites. I have like this thing for termites now. And I'll even bore you we'll do a little show and tell here. So here's one of my little termite colonies on my
Oh,
desk.
cool.
So I won't say all termites because I'm in Northern California and we do not have Formosan subterranean termites, which are, I guess, hell on earth for people who have to encounter them. We have the sweet little Western subterranean termites. And the reason I say they're an unsung hero also goes back to gardening. So they are terrific decomposers. That is their goal in life, is to just chew up wood and decompose it. Again, it's a pest when it's in the house, but when it's out there in the garden, it's fabulous. If you've ever had a tree taken down, they cannot grind roots. I mean, that's like, oh, we'll come and do a root grinding or a trunk grinding. Yeah, they get this much of it, right? But
Yeah.
the rest of it, all those roots are out in your yard, and they're going to stay there unless something starts the decomposition process. And so termites start chewing on it, fungus, there's like a whole little, environment, a little biosphere there around dead wood and dead wood products. And then termites themselves are food for Salamanders. I found this when I had a study done at our house, and I kind of love salamanders. They're great. Salamanders love to eat termites. Ants love to eat termites. So, you got your whole little food web going on. So I think they're misunderstood. They're not just decomposing your house, which we don't want. And there's treatments for that. But in a forest, in even like an urban environment, they're really important for keeping that food web alive and releasing the nutrients from the wood back into your garden, so then you can grow other stuff that you really want.
Yeah. They have their use, just not inside the house.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
that's
a
perfect.
perimeter around my house. That's the no-go zone. And then I go way out in my garden. So if anyone wants to know how to collect termites, I'm in.
There you go for some gardening tips.
Yeah.
Great. And what are any industry resources that you rely on, especially with your marketing?
Yeah, there's some really good ones out there. So for good science-based information, we're a California-based company, and I rely on the University of California Urban IPM program, and they are wonderful. Put out a lot of really good science-based information, and they are partners with our industry, which is terrific, right? That's what you want, is the ones who
Yeah.
are partners with your industry. If I'm trying to identify or help our team identify a bug, bugguide.net is a fabulous free resource. There's a lot of entomologists that are on there who will help you identify insects. But for marketing, the Alliance for Professional Pest Management is fabulous. They have you can join them and get access to their resources that help you with marketing and with social media and with royalty-free photographs that you can use. So I rely on them. NPMA in general is a great resource, especially the communities. I really encourage people to get involved in the communities. Under one of my other hats, I have our safety department. And there is like this wonderful safety program they have, and you can get in the safety community and say, hey, I'm looking for different dash cams. Anyone have any suggestions? So that's a fabulous resource. And then, of course, my final and best one is the Quality Pro accreditation program. So the Foundation for Professional Pest Management oversees the Quality Pro standard setting and accreditation, and also now NPMA Pro. And that is the board that I was the chair of for the last 2 years, and now I'm immediate past chair, so I'm on the executive committee. And we have sitting at that table people from the smallest companies with 2 people to giants in the industry who I won't name, but you all know they're like the top 10. And companies like Thrasher, who are a medium-sized company. And we listen to everybody and we create standards for the industry. And then we also have a toolbox that I couldn't live without. I'm like on that thing like at least once a month, looking at the tools that they have to help a medium-sized company like ours stay compliant with OSHA, new things coming down with HR, and then just being the best that you can be so that your business stays in business, and making sure all your business practices are of the best quality. So those are my big, was that 3, 4, 5, I guess.
Yeah, no, those are good resources. I mean, I didn't even know about most of those, and so that's helpful.
Yeah.
That's great. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Anything else you want to bring up while we're chatting?
I think we covered a lot. I tell you, I do love this industry. I came from high tech. And once I found this industry, it's almost 15 years ago, I just fell in love. And it's because of the people, right?
Yeah.
It's the people that make the industry. Everyone is so generous with their time and their knowledge. And you see that at the national level because I'm going to national conferences all the time. And you see that at the local level with, there might be an injury or an illness of a manager of a company, and other companies will help support them during that time. The collegiality is fabulous. And so I think my main message is we need more people involved in the industry, in like either the local associations or the national association, it tends to skew older. And we need those younger folks to just start saying, hey, I need to give back. Because what they don't realize is the impact that was made by the pioneers, with government regulations and with those collaborations. Like, why is the University of California so collaborative with the industry? Because if you go back 30 years, you had professional people in pest control working closely to make those relationships happen. And if we want to keep those relationships going for the next 30 years, we need the younger folks to step up. And yeah, I know you have kids. Like, I had kids. I still do, actually. They're just adults and on their own. You need to give back. And the best way is get involved in your local associations, get involved in the national association, committees everywhere. And then you'll also make those great professional networking relationships. It's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah, no, it really is the networking side of it. Raymond is the one who really travels for us, and he always is talking about it. And when we now have been getting to talk to people, it's just really, really interesting to see the conversation. And everyone we've recorded talks about how collaborative the industry is and how helpful everybody is. And that's not the case in every industry. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's not the case in
No, it's there's 10,000 different pest control companies in an area, but then yet they're not really competing. They're willing to help you and help each other out, which is great.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, well, this was great talking to you. So now this is normally when I come back into the episode, but now it's just me and you. So we're just going to do some fun questions just to end it, just have a little bit of fun.
Okay.
So my first one is, if you could choose one superpower, would it be invisibility or the ability to fly?
Oh, I think it'd be invisibility,
Yeah.
right? That fly on the wall.
I know. I was thinking about it before and I'm like, I don't know. I think I would want to fly, but either. I would take either. But it would be cool to be invisible and listen to everything. That's true.
And actually, if I could choose, I want to talk to animals.
Oh, that would be cool.
Like literally, sometimes I look at my dog and I'm like, what are you thinking? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, if I could only be a Dr. Doolittle, that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Whisper. That would be fun. That's a good one. I'll have to add that one in. And then my other one is a little different. If you could eat one cuisine for the rest of your life, what would it be? Like Italian, Mexican, Indian? Just one.
Just one. Oh, that's tough for someone who loves like everything, but I think I'd go with Chinese
Ooh,
because there isn't one Chinese cuisine, right?
that's true.
There's Northern China, there's all different. So I kind of cheated by choosing multiple
Yeah.
types
Different one.
of food. Yeah.
I think I would say Italian. So I grew up in New York, so I cook Italian. It's what we have all around us. So I would have to say Italian just for
Well,
myself.
Italian's got this a little similar, right? Because you have
Yeah.
the Northern Italy where they have more corn-based, polenta and stuff, and then Southern Italy.
Yeah. It covers a lot.
Yeah.
Great. Well, this is so much fun talking to you, and I really appreciate your time. And just thank you so much for being here. And we had a great episode.
All right. Thank you very much. I think Raymond needs to let you host more often.
Thank you. I'll tell him that.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us.
See you next time.